Okay, UCLA. UCLA, we're playing a 3-0 football team that's undefeated. That's 3-0 in the conference. Since they have retooled their staff and now have their new defensive coordinator and offensive staff in place. Very impressive football team, okay? And offensively, this team is rushing for 233 yards a game right now in their last 3 games, which would be against Penn State, Michigan State, and Maryland. Okay? Time of possession, 36 and a half minutes. That means the other team has the ball 23 and a half minutes. 50% on third down, 70% on fourth down. They've gained 2 possessions with 2 fake punts. So they're keeping the ball away from the other team. They're starting fast, outscoring people in the first half 58-17. Okay, averaging 33 points a game. And defense, a lot of different personnel packages, really try to keep you off balance, really impressed with what they do. When you get outside of normal down and distance situations, you see a lot of stuff. They got about 7 personnel packages, a variety of blitzes, pre-snap looks with linebackers mugged to try to confuse the quarterback a little bit. And they're a rejuvenated football team. And led by a talented quarterback who really has a quick body and a live arm and has made some big plays with his legs also. Really good skill people and, a new offensive design, so to speak. So, we're playing a 3-0 football team at home this Saturday at 12 o'clock. Michigan State, good conference win. Offense scored touchdowns their first 5 drives. The first 2 in the third quarter were great to see. They're all great to see. Defense shut them out the last 38 minutes of the game till, at the end we had quite a few of the starters out. They kicked the field goal at the end. We didn't get off to the greatest start. Michigan State had 2 possessions. We had 1 possession, and there was 9 minutes left in the second quarter. So at that point, every play was going to be really important. But we did a great job of adjusting and playing a little better. And, 2/3 of the game we pitched a shutout. So special teams, we had a 22-yard punt return, made all our extra points, field goal. Both kickoff guys kicked the ball out of the end zone. We didn't punt. They punted twice, once with the quarterback. So, but this is going to take tremendous preparation and effort on our part this Saturday. Questions?
Just first, real quick, did you have any updates on Kellen Wyatt? Did he come out of that game?
Yeah. Wyatt suffered a knee injury. Pass rushing, was engaged with the offensive tackle, got his leg extended, came down a little funny. Right now it looks like a long-term injury, and I'm not sure if we'll see him the rest of the season or not.
In terms of injuries in general with your team, I know this, some of it's luck and some of it is avoiding those kind of things. But when you look, I don't know if you look at the Big Ten availability reports each week, but their teams mostly with 20, 15 names on there. You guys have avoided that. You've talked about your practice plan. But was there like a season where you did have a lot of injuries that changed you to kind of reevaluate things? Like when did this kind of start? And is there anything specifically that you credit Derek Owings for doing with his training to sort of avoid some like the soft tissue stuff that, you see these reports.
Yeah, I think Derek is key on the soft tissue stuff because even, way back, JMU, for instance, we had our share of hams, and then, when we hired Derek, that first year we had a couple, and we discussed it. He did a lot of research on it too, and we've had very few soft tissue things. A lot of the knees that occur nowadays can be non-contact, and not much you can do about it. It's outside your control. But I've always been a relatively short practice guy. My practices probably have gotten shorter, even shorter, through the years. And we do everything we can to prepare the team fully, but keep them fresh and healthy.
Nico Iamaleava, I guess, just like, have you seen, obviously, different play caller and maybe structurally trying to do some different things? Have you seen them use him in different ways that have really kind of unlocked maybe that dual threat ability that he's shown through this 3-0 stretch?
Well, I mean, truthfully, everything we're watching right now is offensive. Their offense is the last 3 games. I haven't watched any of their offense prior to that, except for maybe what I saw on TV. And the defense really is 4 games old. But, at that point, the offense had not changed. So we're focusing in on the last 3 games with the people that are pushing the buttons and calling the shots right now. Nico can really spin the ball. He can make all the throws. He's got a really quick release. He's got a live body, a really quick body. And, that's why you've seen some of the long games out of the pocket with him.
Coach, you mentioned also after the game we talked about it, but you mentioned the defense got off to a little bit of a slow start. Michigan State was doing some things. After watching film, anything you guys pinpoint? I mean, obviously they get some credit too, but anything that you guys saw that you could do different?
From my perspective, we had a great second half against Oregon, and the whole theme was our response and doing what you got to do. And I just don't know that we really answered the bell right away. And I think we did. The first 2 plays we had them bottled up. And then they had a 3rd and 13, and we had a guy make kind of a poor decision, bid on a 6-yard route, and turned a deep one loose. If we could have gotten off the field there. And then, we had a missed assignment on their touchdown pass into the bench. And, we had some missed tackles. There were a couple other missed assignments in the back end. Not misalignments, but just missed assignments. And once we got that tightened up, we were better. But it wasn't our A game. But, we had a lot of A games here. I think we've given up, 6 or 7 touchdowns all year. So.
Coach Stephen Daly has come in and played really nicely in a reserve role. How much does he need to step out now that Kellen Wyatt's out? And what have you seen that he's been so impactful early?
Yeah, he's a guy I really wish we had a couple years. Because he is a tremendous athlete and has really, once he's learned the defense, he's really making fast progress. He's got size, strength, speed, suddenness, and he plays hard. And he was our player of the game on defense last week, and he'll take on even more of a role now.
Yeah, Curt, the elite quarterback success you guys continue to have, regardless of the quarterback changes, offensive line changes, receivers changes, how are you able to do that? How are you able to sustain that over a decade or whatever it's been?
Well, you got to have good people in your organization, coaches and players, and we've had good talent on offense, right? And the quarterbacks have all been a little bit different. We've played with the true dual guy. And you just design around the quarterback's strengths and the offensive strengths. And, I'm a big believer also that before you can win the game, you got to make sure you don't lose it. So we've done a nice job of protecting the ball and being balanced with the run and the pass in all those years. We've never been, tilted heavily one way or the other. And, I think Coach Whitmer's done a tremendous job developing Fernando, and Fernando wants to be a great player. And, he gets the most out of every day and every rep.
Coach, what were the conversations and process like with Scott Dolson and getting that extension, and how that kind of showed his commitment to you and the football program?
He just walked in he comes in every Thursday and we chat about the game. And he popped in right before the player meetings on either Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember. I was watching tape. I was really consumed with prep. And he popped in for about a minute and a half and said, "This is kind of what we'd like to do. Is it okay if we call your representative?" And I said, "Sure, that'd be great." And within 48 hours, 36 hours, it was done.
Curt, your team is tied for 8th in the country in fewest penalties per game, and you've had the 4th fewest penalty yards per game. Both of those are improvements from last season. Just what does that say about this team and the discipline they play with on the field?
Well, that's you got You want them to play fast. You want them to play physical. You want to be relentless. But you got to be smart. You got to make choices and decisions out on the football field, right? And the discipline. I mean, you never want any pre-snap penalties. Now, we've had a few on the road. But, you know, we've done a nice job of keeping the blocks in the front in the special teams game. And our defense does a nice job with know when to pull off and still rally and get multiple hats to the ball. And, you know, I've really seen that trend in the right direction, you know, the last 4 or 5 years. And this team, with its veteran leadership, character, and intelligence, we've still had a few too many, in my opinion, right? And we can get better yet. Our goal is 1-30 on offense, defense, and teams, and has been ever, forever and ever. And so there's a lot of games we have accomplished that goal.
On Omar, just what did he show you this spring to win that slot spot, and just why is he so good inside?
Yeah. Well, you know, he showed me a lot last fall, my first year with him, that he was an explosive player. And, you know, Miles Price and Keyshawn Williams are both playing in the NFL right now, and they split the duties in the slot, and there was a void there. And we gave everybody an opportunity in spring ball. We stuck EJ in there, Surratt in there, Cooper in there. There were new transfers we stuck in there. And, you know, Cooper just seemed the most comfortable. But he still gets his reps outside, too, you know, in 12 personnel when we're playing with 2 receivers. And we have the ability to put him outside even in 11 personnel. So, and I just think what you're seeing from him is, you know, he's older, he's more mature, he's a veteran now. He sees what's out there, and he's just becoming a lot more consistent and explosive, and he's a hard tackle.
You talked about the missed assignment in that Michigan State game. How much progress have you seen the secondary make as the season's gone on?
Since Kennesaw, Oregon, Illinois, you know, we still had a couple. Iowa, we were pretty good. We had a big one against Oregon. And then last week, you know, the touchdown was between the defensive end and the corner. And it was more on the end. And then we had a couple, you know, with the safety in the corner where they got some chunks. So it's improved. But, I mean, what you did in the past, your past actions, all they do is create habits. And you're trying to create great habits. But you got to do it every day still, too, regardless of what you did in the past. And, you know, we still have to communicate a little with more urgency, get aligned a little quicker, play with a little more urgency at some spots. And we have it in us. We just got to do it.
Coach, last year, as you guys had a lot of success winning the playoff, you talked about how it impacted recruiting, how it kind of opened some doors. Obviously, you're having more success this year. You just got the contract. Have you seen that really carry over and keep going and even get bigger this season as you guys continue to win?
Yeah, we've had a lot of doors open up the high school route for sure. And, you know, the portal thing really doesn't even open until January 2nd unless, you know, a head coach has been let go and players going into portal. And, you know, that's my thing right now because you just don't get off the portal in 1 year or 2 years. You know, there's going to be portal needs this year. And the rules the way they are right now, I really don't I hope we take a good hard look at what we're doing. I don't quite understand. All these players are making decisions pretty much at the end of November, what they're doing. And then the whole month of December is dead. And, like, well, you're supposed to do those 30 days, right? You know other people, right? And, you know, and the spring portal's been valuable for us, too. Look at who we picked up, you know, that first year. C.J. West, Pons, Tucker. Last year, Daly, Wyatt. So I'm not a big fan of what we're doing. And to me, having a January 2nd portal date, and some school, like we start school January 9th. doesn't make a lot of sense. And I don't think the rules should be changed for 2 or 3 coaches that really had a problem with it because they were still playing. One guy lost his backup quarterback. You know, I mean, I think you got to look at the other schools, the other 75 or how many there are P4 schools also. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks.